Anyone? Willie! Are you listening? You have 3 days to get that report in, or you flunk again!
Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Whitham.
Ned! Do you hear me?
Hey, Mr. Whitham.
How do we get stuck in this bogus kitty class?
Because we're flunking, dummy.
I don't know about you, but it looks like my grades are going. Whoa!
Looks more like you're going down.
Back is where I want to go.
Huh? Back?
Yeah, back in time to learn about all those past do's and do's we have to know about in 3 days. All I remember is Socrates.
Salutations, Melinda. I'm Futura Necklum from year 2892. We'd about given up on you. Then we heard you at least remembered Socrates. Socrates, as you call him. At least you have a little long-term memory. So I came here and put your classmates in the flux time-space continuum while I set up our time trip.
What is your name again?
Not much short-term memory. It's Futura Necklum. No comments. I'm here to help you semi-righteous students.
Excellent! Are you here to take us on a time tour again?
Without the Grim Rapper?
It's Grim Reaper. And no, this time I'm taking you to the future where you will see the past.
Huh?
Watch this primitive screen. I'll convert it through my time machine into a future viewer. You will watch as quiz shows from different eras of the future bring 3 historical figures of the past to the future. Only one will be the famous historical figure.
I mean, somebody's costume, right?
No, to eliminate undue clues, everyone present is dressed in not so excellent old-fashioned 1990s garb. I'll tackle the code for automatic outfitting. Ned, I think you can manage this. Press button N-A for Noah and the Ark. No, you bogus bungler, you press J-A. We're gonna get...
The baby fact is getting better. It's all one. Joan of Arc.
Yeah, one of them is, but which one?
That's the point of the future quiz shows I'm going to show you. See, it's a game. 3 contestants each tell you something about themselves, and you guess which one is the real person.
You mean each one claims to be like Joan of
Arc? No, it's Arc. The thing in St. Louis.
Yes, I'll demonstrate.
I'm Joan of Arc. I was known as like. I don't think that is her.
It's a bogus.
I'm Joan of Arc. I tried on the shoes of Achilles to solve the foot problems. It's her.
No, you not so bogus boys. It was an Achilles problem, not an art problem.
I'm Joan of Arc. I lived in the 15th century in France, was burned at the stake and became a saint. You mean she became a saint just because a stake burnt her?
You boys are a pain in the neck bone. You're going to watch for to tell the historical truth quiz shows from different eras of the future and learn about historical characters and what they really did. Watch the screen as we progress through 4 decades, 2860, 2870, 2880, and 2890. First, ta-da, 2860.
We're here in the year 2860, Willie, to help you out with your knowledge of history. Here to assist me is the great, intellectual, full of knowledge herself, Vanna Vane. Vanna, what year were you yourself born?
1492?
No, Vanna, born, not discovered. Let's hope Will and Ned can do better when they have their test. We're about to bring our first character from the past to the present, which is your future. 3 contestants will all claim to be the same personage. Of course, only one is the real person. To avoid undue clues, we force all contestants to dress up in the same outfits from your ancient age, Will and Ned. All of you in the audience, you try to see if you can find the person from the past. Then, will you pass us some of that old-fashioned paper?
Paper?
The white whippy stuff with the lines on it.
Oh, look.
Will and Ned, folks at home, you listen to. And now, for our first character from the past, back when black people used to be picked on, that great man himself, Malcolm X. Who is the real Malcolm X?
I'm Malcolm X. I said we better off to keep things the way they were.
No, I'm Malcolm X. I said if we had to, we would fight for our right by enemies, bless his head. I'm Malcolm X. I told Abraham Lincoln I was tired of slavery.
You've seen and heard the choices, fans. Will and then mark your ballots for the real Malcolm X. Will the real Malcolm X step forward? Now you two faces back to the field. Well, folks, Malcolm X, ancestor from Africa, now representing from that great continent of Asia, that great peacemaker, Mahatma Gandhi. Who is the real Mahatma Gandhi?
I'm the real Gandhi. I believe in peaceful resistance.
I'm the real Gandhi. My mother gave me hell on my head. That's why I call my heart.
I'm the real guy. All the certified people in the now real.
What do you think, Vanna Vane?
Well, I like number 2.
Why do you like number 2, Vanna Vane?
Because it's the hair.
Great thinking, Vanna Vane, as usual. Will the real Mahatma Gandhi step forward? Now you, Mr. Gandhi, come here. Gonna have to get out of here. And finally, Will and Ed, in the past, we're about to bring out one more character from the past for you to learn about. It's that woman who really know how to get ahead from France, from the continent of Europe, Marie Antoinette. Who is the real Marie Antoinette?
I am Marie Antoinette. I invented the Antoinette musical instrument.
I'm Marie Antoinette. I discovered the radium and X-ray.
I'm Marie Antoinette. I was not kind to peasant. I was also not very sure about the guillotine.
Select your answers, watchers. And the answer is... Will someone step forward? Come on, quit being a cut-up. Better check their necks. All right, you finally did something right. Hope you picked the right ones. And now, Will and Ed, watching us in the distant past, keep your eye on the screen as we fade 10 years into the past. I understand that my show will be run by another announcer. Oh, good day! And his assistant will be called Batman. Here we go to the year 2870.
Welcome, my primitive idiot honored viewers, Will and Ned. It is now 2870 and we have some new cast members. Me, the new better-looking announcer. And also, replacing that 245-year-old bag, Vanna Vane, who couldn't afford the facelift after she had that tummy tuck, we have Vance Van Vanity.
Like, hi.
And now, let's get on with the show. Here is the one and only legendary Nelson Mandela. And now, who is the real Nelson Mandela?
I'm Nelson Mandela, the actor.
I'm Nelson Mandela. I spent 6 months in prison in South Africa.
I'm Nelson Mandela. I spent 20 years in prison, and I'm married to Winnie Mandela.
This is an easy one. Nah, what do you think, Vance?
Like, I think it's time I got a new hairdo.
You're as vain as Vanna Vane, Vance Van Vanity. Wonderful, wonderful. Will and Ned, what do you think? Audience, is it number 1? Number 2? Or number 3? Still can't tell, huh? So will the real Nelson Mandela please step forward? You did very well, Nell, son. And now, back to the past. Next, we have one of the lesser-known men from history, but still an excellent fellow. He was the first president of his country, Muhammad Ali Jamal. And now, who is the real Ali Jamal?
I'm Muhammad Ali Jamal. I started the religion of Islam.
I'm Ali Jamal. I was the first president of Pakistan in Asia.
I'm Muhammad Ali Jamal. I was the first president of India in Asia.
I'll bet some of you are coming up as empty as the space between Will and Ned's ears used to be. I'll give you a hint. This man lived from 1876 to 1948. That's right. This is not the Muhammad who started the religion. He lived during the 7th century. That leaves number... most triumphant. Number 2 is the man who was the first president of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jamal. And now we'll do a true switch. With the snap of my fingers, Ali Jamal will be replaced with, ta-da, Anne Frank. A moment of solemnity and seriousness here, folks. In all of history, there have been far too many dictators, but by far the most evil of all was Adolf Hitler in the 20th century. Because of him, poor Anne here died as a teenager, but not before she told of her trials. Will the real Anne Frank tell how she left a message of hope to the world?
I'm Anne Frank. Would you please the diary that I wrote when I was 15?
I'm Anne Frank. During World War II, I made a videotape of my experience.
I am Anne Frank. I hid in the cellar and scratched my story on the wall.
I am Anne Frank. I was kidnapped at the time and I...
Sit down, you buffoon. You've had your 15 seconds of fame. Yeah. Well, of course, Will and Ned, you know that there weren't any videotapes during World War II. So is it number 1 or number 3? Fans, mark your ballots as always. And will the real Anne Frank please step forward? And now, Anne and your friends, back to the past where you're watching Adolf Hitler suffer 99,999 years in the afterlife. That's it for our segment, Ned, Will, other watchers of greatness. And now you will watch as we propel 10 years into the future to the year 2880 as the inferior announcer from that era will attempt to entertain you.
You've moved now, watchers, to the year 2880. Will and Ned. We have 3 new excellent characters to present to you and the rest of our audience to assist us. That pumped up, hardest working, most excellent sidekick of all times, Van Rand. People in our modern era are full of adrenaline. Van Rand here is on the go all day. For those of you in the past, Van Rand said, and nice, and now we too bring to our present your future, Will and Ned, people from the very ancient past. First, I hate to be dictatorial about this, but Genghis Khan. Van Rand, run out to the audience and pass out that paper and stuff to fill out with the number of the real Genghis Khan on it. And here's Genghis.
I am Genghis Khan. I have been the 10th Khan. I am Genghis Khan. I started World War II.
I'm Genghis Khan. I was the most triumphant Mongol conqueror.
Fill out those forms now. Let's see if you got the right answer. Will the real Genghis Khan step forward? Not that far forward. Van Rand, do what you can to get rid of him. That was a close call. Once a dictator, always a dictator, I guess. And now for number 2 of the day, we seem to have a run on dictators. It's that Ivan the Terrible dude from the continent of Europe. Ivan, you really are terrible. Now who's the real heel?
I'm Ivan the Terrible. I was the first Russian astronaut.
I am Ivan the Terrible. I was a good leader until I went crazy. Then I had the whole city of Novgorod destroyed.
I'm Ivan the Great, and
Not Ivan the Great, you bogus. We want Ivan the Terrible.
Well, I am Ivan the Great, not terrible. I was great before he was terrible.
You're driving me crazy.
I guess you know now, folks, who was the crazy, terrible one. It was our second Ivan. And now for the final set of contestants in the year 2880, 3 people from Africa, all claiming to be the great leader, Shaka Zulu.
I am really the Egyptian leader, Shaka Zulu.
I am the great warrior leader of the South Africa Zulu tribe, Shaka Zulu.
I'm a warrior, leader of the Equatorial Rainforest, Shaka Zulu.
What do you think, fans? Will and Ned back in 1992? I hope you got this one. Will a real Shaka Zulu step forward? That ends our segment. Will and Ned, now to send you 12 years in the future, exactly 900 years from your time for your final quiz show. I have been replaced by an unworthy announcer and his assistants, Robo Van. I give you Will and Ned, the year 2892.
And now you've about had your fill, Ned and Will. This is your last history review. This quiz shown in 2892. And ushering our guest will be Robo Van.
Thank you, former master.
Thank you, oh brilliant Robo Van. Robots were once slaves in our society, but are now free and equal citizens. And now, from long ago, our first set of contestants. All claiming to be the greatest religious figure of all time, Jesus Christ. Robo Van, please pass out the ballots. Fans far away in time and space, make your picks. Who is the real Jesus Christ?
I am Jesus. I was wrong when Moses was.
I am Jesus. I taught people to turn the other cheek when picked on.
I am Jesus. Muhammad was my older brother.
Bogus, bogus, and not bogus. Which one is not bogus? Will the real Jesus Christ raise his hand in blessing? Most triumphant. Thank you so much, real Jesus. You may go back to heaven, and the other two go to whenever, wherever. And now finally, yes, I said finally, we're going to have a rare dual set of contestants. 6 people at once, Julius Caesar and Cleopatra, were contemporaries. I see some bewildered faces. Will and Ned, I imagine you need some help too. Robo Van, will you explain?
Contemporaries are people who lived in some of the same years. Julius Caesar and Cleopatra lived in some of the same years. Will and Ned, that ancient Mr. Whitham is barely your contemporary.
Yes, he's almost as long ago as Cleo and Julie. And here they are, Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. Which pairs the real Julius Caesar and Cleopatra?
I'm Julius Caesar. I was born in Africa.
I'm Cleopatra. I was born in Europe.
I'm Julius Caesar. I was dictator of the Roman Empire.
I'm Cleopatra. I was dictator of Julius Caesar. Well, sort of.
I'm Julius Caesar. The month of June was named after me.
I'm Cleopatra. The principal of Algonquin School was named after me.
This is difficult. Let's see if you put all these characters, geography, and history together right. Will the real friendly couple step closer together? Excellent. It's couple number 2. Will and Ned, now you know who the real Cleopatra and Julius Caesar were. And all the other characters you've seen in the historical truth. And I hope you pass Mr. Whitham's test. And now, back to future and our brilliant boys, Will and Ned.
That was cool. Totally triumphant. Future, you better take the rest of this bogus class on that flux time thingamajig.
That's flux time space continuum. And okay, I will. Oh yes, by the way, I fast-forwarded to 3 days after you turned in your history reports.
Excellent.
Now, at the instant I disappear, the class will return to normal speed. Adios, amigos. Bye.
Well, Ned, I checked your report, and you both got a 97. How did you manage that?
Well, we studied the past and looking at the future.
Well,
We looked at the future so we can study the past.
I believe you two cheated again. I'm going to give you all test. Did Anne Frank live during World War II?
Yes, she should take a cut that diary.
Just lucky I'll get you on this one. Was Malcolm X English, African, or Japanese?
Trick question. He was an African American.
Against Indians, I'm going to get you. How did Julius give Cleopatra a seizure?
He didn't care for us. He didn't. She killed herself with a fang. Her past name, Vera.